You may not be able to guess, but we're here for our second episode of Burgers in the Backroom at the Woodland Park Zoo, and we've got a day ahead for you. We've got the giraffes, we're going to feed some tapirs, and we're getting on the roof of the grizzly bear exhibit. I can't wait. Well, I'm about as charmed as I could ever be. I'm here with Katie All, and what day to day at the zoo? Who are you managing? What do you do out here?
Yeah, so I work at the savannah, and that is not just the giraffe, our beautiful creatures in the background here. It's hippos, zebra, ostrich, gazelle. There's some waterfowl. We've got a whole bunch of animals that we take care of every day.
And so people might think, how are Dick's and the zoo associated? But there's a little bit for you just personally. What's your history with Dick's Drive-In?
So I used to work at Dick's Drive-In back in college, and spent a couple of years working with them, and then did a few things after college, and then I ended up here.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I actually saw your employee form, and on it you said that you wanted to work with animals, and I can say we can pretty confidently say.
I'm working with animals. Look at it right now. There it is. So this is Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, I thought I was going to go to vet school, and then I realized that's when you work with animals when they're not feeling well, and I wanted to do something different. So zoos it is.
A lot of people don't know this about the Woodland Park Zoo. They think that you're taking care of animals, but a huge part of that is animal conservation, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
How does that kind of fit into your job, kind of working with these guys and kind of everything else? I mean, we have a baby giraffe, right?
Yeah, we got a baby giraffe. Yeah, so absolutely. So these animals, when you come to a zoo, you're seeing the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. So these giraffe are here. They're part of a management plan that is shared around zoos, and they're here for you to see and love, and then want to act and help conserve them in the wild.
And so that's a lot of what Woodland Park Zoo does, is raise money kind of for animal conservation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big portion of everything we do every day.
Another kind of insight, I guess, to your past background at Dick's Drive-Ins is you use our tartar sauce buckets. So like this little tartar sauce here, a lot of people don't know it. It comes from a big bucket.
A giant 5-gallon bucket, yeah.
Can you tell me about how you kind of got into doing that? And I guess they're called enrichment buckets?
Yeah, we call them enrichment buckets. We have lots of different sizes and types, and we don't use the tiny ones like this. Again, we use the big ones. And so when I first came here, we were using those. We had those white square buckets that we used at Dick's Drive-In, and someone said, "Oh, I wish we had more of these." I'm like, "Wait, I know where I can get more buckets." So I ran over to 45th and picked up some, and we had new ones, so it was all good.
You kind of adapt them for these guys to simulate, that tongue, right? Like it can really get into some places.
Yeah, so enrichment for a giraffe is, getting them to use their tongue and take a long time to eat their food. So we're making those buckets to kind of simulate them foraging for food up high in the trees. So you'll see how we hang those buckets and how they use them, and it's sort of a zookeeper hack.
And so, you guys have been going through a lot with the new baby. How was that, kind of having the birth? I know that everyone's really excited that everybody's kind of coming to the zoo we got the baby giraffe, we have
snow leopards, there's a bunch of babies around here. Really, for giraffe, their gestation is 15 months, so we've been planning for this baby for 2 years. Lulu's been a great calf, Tufani's been a great mom, our herd is doing really well. We're very excited to have them as part of our group. And the reality is Lulu will move to another zoo eventually, because she's going to continue on the breeding program, move the genetics along, and continue to be an ambassador somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's coming up next at the zoo?
We have a Halloween event, Pumpkin Bash coming up soon, and then we'll be transitioning into our wild lights.
Okay.
So there's a lights show that they do in the evenings. But really, there's a lot of warm buildings to come to during the day. Dave is always here to visit if you want to come visit. The animals are actually more active in this cooler weather.
Yeah.
So you see a lot more activity from them during this time. So it's a really good time to come to the zoo.
Awesome. Well, one final question for you. You were able to use the Dick's Drive-In scholarship kind of near the end of your career at the drive-in. How do we go from, serving a shake to kind of doing your dream job? That's
Dick's has always been great about providing excellent opportunities for kids in school. And the benefits and the scholarship program was awesome. It helped me get through that last quarter of school when I needed a little bit of extra money to pay off the bills and stuff. And it just it made my life easier while I was doing all my studies and stuff. So that was great.
I got to thank you, because from a marketing perspective, I don't think there's anything easier than feeding a giraffe while sipping on milkshakes and making an enrichment bucket.
It's a good day.
I think this is about as good a day as it gets. Well, cheers.
Cheers to that. Thank you.
To the zoo. See you guys out here at Woodland Park Zoo soon. As you heard, the pumpkin bash is coming up. You got the lights, and the animals are out there, so you got to make it out as well. And how many tapirs do we have at the Woodland Park Zoo?
Currently we have 2. This is Bintang. He gets about 3 heads of romaine in the morning, 3 heads in the afternoon. He gets around just over 1,000 grams of the grain, and this is his snack bucket. So this is the back side of the exhibit. Come on, handsome. So his nose is very flexible and you can use it to pick up small items like leaves and small branches. You can also go underwater and have that sticking up and breathe like kind of like a little snorkel. These guys are like a lot of herbivores where their vision's to the side. They cannot see
Straight ahead.
straight ahead. So that nose doubles as kind of a locator on food also. And Ulan, the female, is on the other side. They're separated right now. Come next spring, they'll get to have some conjugal visits.
Well, then we might have some baby tapirs.
You'll have to wait about 13 months though.
13 months. All right.
Gestation's 13 months.
Everybody tune back in about 2 years. Baby tapirs at the zoo. We're calling it right now.